The Adventures of Funny Bunny, the Brown Bunny by J.L. Nathan. Funny Bunny and the Terrible Tummy. Funny Bunny, it's time for school, shouted Mama Bunny from the bottom of the stairs. I don't want to go to school, Mama. The kids are very cruel, Funny replied while lying in bed with the covers over his head. Mama Bunny hopped upstairs. As she entered Funny's room, she said, What did the kids do that was so cruel and is making you not want to go to school? Well, yesterday in class, my stomach started to bubble. It felt pretty funny, so I knew I was in trouble. As I was raising my hand to ask if I could go to the bathroom, it slipped out and I passed gas in the classroom. Mama began to laugh. Oh, Funny, that's not that bad. Who cares if you had a little gas? Well, Mama, said Funny, you don't understand. It was loud and it had an awful smell. And Larry Lizard said all the kids in first grade would know because he was going to tell. Oh, I see, said Mama Bunny. Well, my love, don't let Larry upset you. As long as you said excuse me, that's all you could do. Accidents happen to everyone, not just you. I did say excuse me, Mama, said Funny. Well, you remembered your manners, so I'm proud of you. Funny, certain things in life can't be prevented, and when they happen, you hold your head high or laugh. It is quite funny that you passed gas. Funny and Mama began to laugh. You're right, Mama, said Funny. There's no need for me to feel bad. It was an accident, and things happen. Now I understand. That's right, my little bunny, said Mama. Now hold your head high and get ready for school. When Funny got to class, all the kids began to look and laugh. Funny wanted to cry, but he remembered Mama said, hold your head high. Funny wiped his eyes and began to laugh and said, I promise not to pass gas anymore in class. Tina Tiger said, oh, it's no big deal, Funny. Even though the smell was quite bad, it did give us all a good laugh. The rest of the day, Funny was the talk of the class. He thought to himself, Mama was right. We all make mistakes and we move on. If you were Funny, what would you do? Would you let the kids make you feel bad too? I hope not. Please don't. And remember, no one's perfect. Always be proud of being you and hold your head high in everything you do. Funny Bunny and the Scary Monster. It was nighttime in Hopperville, and all the creatures were asleep, except for one little rabbit named Funny Bunny. While lying in bed, trying to sleep, Funny heard a noise that gave him the creeps. The noise was so loud, Funny sat up in bed. He reached for his covers and pulled them over his head. What was that? Funny thought to himself. Maybe something fell off my shelf, Funny said as he looked on the floor. I don't see anything. Maybe Mama or Daddy accidentally slammed their door. No, it wasn't Mama or Daddy. They're both asleep. I'm very scared. That noise frightened me. Funny didn't know what he should do. Should I go and get in Mama and Daddy's bed? No. I want to be a big boy instead. It's really dark and I'm very scared. There might be a monster under my bed. Maybe that's what made that loud, awful noise. There's a monster under my bed or maybe hiding with my toys. Funny's eyes began to fill with tears. The poor little bunny began to tremble with fear. Before his tears began to drop, he heard someone come up the stairs. Hop, hop, hop. Oh no, the monster is coming to get me, Funny started to scream. Then Funny heard a voice say, What's wrong, my little bunny? Did you have a bad dream? Oh, it's you, Mama. Funny ran and hugged Mama's leg. Why are you not asleep? And why were the covers over your head? I heard a noise that was very loud, and it had a very awful sound, said Funny. Oh, Funny, I'm sorry you couldn't sleep. The loud sound you heard was all because of me, said Mama. I was hopping to the kitchen to find a snack, but I ran into a chair and it fell on its back. I'm so happy, Mama, that the noise was made by you. I was very scared and I didn't know what to do, said Funny. What were you scared of, Funny? Said Mama. I thought there was a monster hiding with my toys, looking at me and making awful noise, said Funny. Oh, Funny, my dear little bunny, said Mama. Let me share a secret with you. Monsters are imaginary. They simply are not true. But Mama, Aren't they scary? Said Funny. No, Funny, they're just imaginary, said Mama. Mama, what does imaginary mean? Said Funny. Well, Funny, it means that it is more than likely you only see them in your dreams, said Mama. Even if you see them when you are awake, there are no monsters. They are fake, fake, fake. So Funny, the next time you think there's a monster in your room or in your dreams, remember that these things aren't always what they seem. Say to yourself, the monster isn't real. He's fake. He'll go away as soon as I'm awake. And if you think there's a monster hiding in your room, just call Mama or Daddy and we'll be there soon to make sure that nothing will ever hurt you. After all, that's what mamas and daddies do. Okay, Funny, it's time for you to go to sleep. Have a good night and may all your dreams be sweet. Funny closed his eyes and fell sound asleep, not worried about any noise, not even a peep. If you were Funny, what would you do? Would you let the monster scare you too? Don't be afraid. Remember, they are fake. They do not exist, for goodness sake. If you think you see one, it's okay. Call for Mama or Daddy, and they'll make them go away. Funny Bunny, it's good to be me. Mama Bunny was looking out the window, waiting for Funny Bunny to get off the school bus. It took Funny a while, so Mama decided to go outside to see if something was wrong. Funny Bunny finally hopped off the bus steps with a sad expression on his face. Hi, Funny, said Mama. How was your day at school? Not too good, Mama, said Funny. It was actually quite bad. What happened, Funny? You look so sad, said Mama. I was playing kickball in the schoolyard with Mike the mongoose and Gloria the gecko. We were having fun, and it was my time to run, run, run. I kicked the ball, and I began to hop as fast as I could, but my ears got in the way and made me fall. Everyone began to laugh. I'm sorry that happened to you, Funny, said Mama. Are you all right? Yes, Mama, I'm fine, but that's not what made me sad. The kids gave me a new name when we got back to class. A new name, Funny? Said Mama with a puzzled look on her face. Yes, they said instead of Funny, my new name would be Big Ears. Funny said with tears in his eyes. Then he began to cry. Mama Bunny bent down and hugged Funny. Don't cry, Funny, it's okay. I promise tomorrow you'll have a better day. Funny, don't be upset, and please don't be sad. I have big ears too, and for that I am glad. Your ears are special. They make you different from everyone else. If you did not have them, you would not be yourself. Why are there other kids mean sometimes, Mama? Said Funny. Why do they have to be rude? Well, Funny, sometimes the other creatures only think of themselves. They forget that what they say can hurt someone's feelings. But it's never nice to talk about others and make them feel bad. Always remember, even when you are mad, to treat others the way you want to be treated. That's the golden rule that you must follow in life, not just while you're in school. If I follow that rule, Mama, will the other creatures stop making fun of me? Said Funny. Well, my little bunny, they may or may not, but if they don't, remember what Mama said. Be proud of you. Don't let anyone make you want to change who you are. Always be true to you. I won't let anyone change me, Mama, said Funny. I know I'm special. And tomorrow when I go to school, I'm going to let the other creatures know name calling isn't cool. Good for you, Funny, said Mama. Let's go inside and have dinner. Always remember that to me and Daddy Bunny, you are always a winner. The next morning, Funny woke up with a tummy ache. He yelled for Mama Bunny to come into his room. Mama, my tummy hurts, said Funny. I don't want to go to school. I feel sick to my stomach about being called names. Please don't be upset and don't be ashamed. Oh, Funny, I understand, said Mama. I'm not mad. Name calling can make just about anyone sad. Get up and get dressed and repeat after me. I like who I am. There's nothing wrong with me. Funny Bunny began repeating after Mama. He started to feel better, so he got dressed for school. When the school bus arrived outside of Funny's house, he looked back at Mama and began to hesitate. Mama said, "It's okay. Today will be great." Funny began saying to himself, I like who I am. There's nothing wrong with me, as he got on the bus. Gloria the gecko said, Hi, Big Ears. It almost made Funny cry. Then Funny thought to himself, I like my ears. There's nothing wrong with me. He turned to Gloria and said, You need to stop being mean, Gloria. Name calling is rude. How would you like it if I talked about you? Gloria felt bad and said, I'm sorry. I won't do it again, Funny. Will you still be my friend? Funny said yes and smiled. Mama was right, thought Funny. Today will be a good day. I'm proud of who I am, and I really like me. I wouldn't change myself for anybody. If you were Funny, what would you do? Would you let name calling affect you too? Always remember you are special in your very own way, no matter what anyone has to say. Funny Bunny learns never to quit. Funny Bunny was outside in the backyard, tossing his baseball in the air as high as he could so that he could hit it with his baseball bat. Funny Bunny began to get irritated because every time he swung his bat, he would miss the ball. This isn't fun, Funny Bunny said to himself. I should quit. Baseball makes me sick. Funny Bunny threw down his bat and began to huff and puff as he was hopping to the house. Daddy Bunny was sitting on the couch, watching his favorite sports show when he heard Funny Bunny come in the door. Funny, did you have fun playing baseball? Said Daddy Bunny. No, I didn't, said Funny. Baseball is hard, and I'm tired of it. I'm done with baseball. I quit. Funny, said Daddy. You're not a quitter. Sit down. Let's have a chat before it's time for dinner. Funny, never give up on something you want to do, no matter how hard it seems to you. But Daddy, said Funny, playing baseball isn't for me, even though being a school baseball player is what I want to be. Well, Funny, said Daddy, if you really want, you can be on the team. Never give up on one of your dreams. Funny, quitters never win and winners never quit. In order to achieve your dream, you have to stick with it. You're right, Dad. I'm not going to quit, said Funny. Baseball is hard, but I'm going to stick to it. That's right, my little bunny, said Daddy. I'm proud of you, not for giving up and sticking to your dream of being on the school's baseball team. Over dinner, Funny told Mama and Daddy Bunny about his plans of being on the baseball team at school and how he was going to practice so he could be an excellent player. At school the next day, all the boys decided to play baseball at recess. It was Funny's time to show everyone his skills. It was Funny's turn to hit the ball. Frank the Fox pitched the ball to Funny. Funny was nervous, but he swung his bat with all his might and hit the ball way out of sight. Wow, Funny, said Frank the Fox. You hit a home run. Funny thought to himself, Dad was right. This is fun, as he hopped to all the bases. Safe, shouted Larry Lizard. Funny had won the game. Over the next couple of weeks, Funny practiced baseball every day. He was glad he didn't give up because his dream came true. He made the team. If you were Funny, what would you do? Would you practice and never give up too? Never give up on your dream. Don't ever quit. You can accomplish anything if you stick to it. The end.